Hello people, welcome back to my channel. So hope you are enjoying the Python skill series so far. In the previous videos we saw the various syntaxes and semantics of how we can write Python, or based upon that we build certain different models, linear regression, logistic regression, and then we build some neural network kind of models to understand how the things we have learned in Python help make us build better applications in machine learning. Now, the thing which I currently do is I'll do some database programming and will help you understand how Python basically fits into database, or because whenever if you apply for any data science related jobs, or in any organizations, the most basic thing they ask is like whether you know any database programming languages, or do you have any prior experience in databases. Now, when we talk about databases, or when we take databases, it's of two types. So you basically have this SQL, which is SQL, and then you have NoSQL. Usually a blend of both these two goes hand in hand. So if you have an expertise in both of these two, then it would be great. But the most basic, or if you have learned in your high school or engineering or somewhere else, then SQL might be the one which you might be familiar. So today we'll be seeing how we can connect MySQL, or so we'll be using the MySQL client basically for that, in order to connect our programming, or basically the queries which we write in SQL, how we can do that with the help of Python programming language, or is there a syntax, or how are the different constructs basically written. So today's video will be all about that, the organization and initialization and all those stuffs. So just to mention, we'll be not doing this activity or this entire thing, database connectivity steps. For this, we'll be using the interactive Python IDE shell, which comes bundled with Python when you download. So this is the official website for Python, python.org/downloads. And from this, you can download the latest version of Python for Windows. So when you just visit this website, it will automatically detect from which operating system you are using, and based upon that, it will give you. So if you are a Linux user or a Mac user, then you can download the necessary files accordingly. And I have already installed this Python. So by default, if you install this Python, it will set the path. So there is a concept of setting the path into the environment variables. So when you automatically download, it will just set the path, or else you have to just set the current path into the working directory, so that you can initialize or do any kind of updations directly from the command line. And this is about the Python. You have to download Python for this. And then this is the MySQL community download. So basically you have to install the installer, that is the MSI installer. There are two things, that is there is a zip file and there is one MSI installer. So you have to install this installer, and it is of this, that is the MySQL installer community, and not the web community. Now this is of larger size. You have to install this because it comes bundled with MySQL client, then MySQL server, and many other packages which will be basically called as dependency, that you have to install. So it all will bring about the database activity. So you have to install all of this. So for that you have to install this file, that is the second one, and this is the installer community. So once you have installed that, you are ready to go. So it will basically give you a MySQL command line client. So this is how the command line client looks like. So if I just type MySQL command line client, this is the command line client that we want to work with. Okay, so I just accidentally entered 2. Okay, so this is the MySQL command line client that we are going to work, and I'll just make this big. Okay, so while you install the MySQL command line client, make sure that it will ask for some password and the name of the user. So whatever password you set there, that you have to put here. So I have my password. So this is how the command line interface of MySQL looks like. Now, before doing all the activities, let me remind you about the basic things that you want to work with. So this is by normal CMD. So I encountered certain mistakes, and I want you not to make these mistakes while installing. So uh, whenever you install or whenever you invoke any Python command, basically you have to call with the help of pip install. So I initially didn't had the MySQL client. So my machine where I'm currently working, it just had only the MySQL server. So in order to explicitly install the client, I put the my SQL client pip install MySQL client, and you can see a warning here. So pip is being invoked by an old script wrapper. This will fail in the future version of pip. So it's because like pip is more or less outdated, so you have to use some advanced versions or with some flags. So with based upon that, you have to invoke all your commands. And if you don't have the client, this is the way you can install your client. And there is one more thing that you want to install. So this is the pip3 version. So instead of, if pip is not working for you, you can write pip3 install MySQL client. So it will install the MySQL client, and you can see what are the pip outdated list. So these are the basic outdated versions, which is the latest one. And if you want to upgrade to your latest pip, this is the command. So pip install upgrade pip. By this you can upgrade your pip. And I have a older version of pip, so found existing installation 20.1.1, and what it installed is 20.2.2. So by this command you can do the installation of the latest pip. And then what you need to install is you want to install the MySQL connector. So there are two types of MySQL connector. So one is MySQL connector Python RF. So don't install this Python RF, or else if you install Python RF, it will successfully install like how you see in my system here. But the problem is it will not execute your Python statements. Why? Because the RF here will not work on MySQL command line client library. So whatever commands you write basically for a client, it will not work here. So do not install this Python -rf. Install this one, that is the pip install MySQL connector Python. We want to work with this. So instead of installing this one, you have to install MySQL connector Python. So whatever you do on this command line, this you basically do after installing your Python from this particular website. Okay, and then you are about to go. So if it is successfully installed, it will show this particular message. So now we are ready to write our Python scripts. So where do we write our Python script? So that is written in Python interactive shell. So this is the ideally Python. So whenever you download the Python, you basically get something like this. So a folder, inside this you get ideally Python, a 32-bit or 64-bit. So basically you have to write your coding into this. So else if you don't do all those installations, your basic database connectivity with Python will get failed. So this is the Python shell where we can do the interactive type of uh, activities how we did in Google Colab. So the same thing you can do here. So what I currently do is I'll just create a new file. So I'll just create a new file and I'll write it as db, or instead I'll write it as nidodb because that is the name of the database that we are going to create. So first of all, what we want to do is, or before, let us go here and check for. Now if you just type the password, it will give you all this. So upon successful connection to your MySQL database, it will give you this window and all these things. So now what you want to write is, you want to type status. Now what status gives is the type of connection ID, which means there is a successful connection of your MySQL server. So 33 here means that is a basic connection ID that it gives internally. After every connection which you do, you get this. The current database, because it's empty, because we don't have any current database that is being used. The current user here is the root at localhost. So you as a user, when you have administrative rights, you get the root access, and then the host on which you are working is the local host. Ideally it is 127.0.0.1, and the port on which this is listening is 3306. So all these things you get to know when you do the installation of the MySQL command line client from the MSI installer. So from there you get this informations. And one more thing that I want to make sure is, like, you can write a select statement. So you can write host and user, who is the user, and there is one plugin, and you can write from mysql.user. So this will basically give you different types of inbuilt databases that are there and their host and whatever user it is using. So currently we are in this. So we are currently root, and the host we are using is localhost. So basically whenever we do the database creation, we want this information, and these plugins are basically caching SHA-2 password. This when you want to use, you will use the Python RF, the connector. So since we are not using this, and if you installed that version and if you are working with this, you will basically get an error upon your working with database. So ideally this should be native client. So we are not getting this because by default it is caching SHA-2 password. It is internally secured. So on basis of that you are getting this. And if you want to know what all are the various databases, so if I write show databases, it will give you the various databases: information schema, MySQL, Nidoking is a database which is created by me, then performance schema, and SYS. Okay, so let's see how we can create, or we can establish a connection object. So how we can verify that? We can only verify that by printing the connection ID. Upon the successful connection, we want like to print the connection ID, whatever new connection our database is going to do. So for that, first I'll write import. So here we want to use MySQL dot connector. So this is the package that we are going to call, and my object will be con, that is a connection object. So connection object will be from this library, and I will call the connect method, and to this I will be passing host. So host will be my local host. So whatever we have seen from this particular table, the user, so my user will be root. So user is equal to root, and password, so the password of my database is Nido. So only these things are basically required. And then whenever we do the database activity, we basically write a try catch. So that is just to check if the connection is successful, then it will catch, or like it will not do any unhandled exception. So in order to do that, we basically write in a try catch, and in try catch we basically write print, and we basically print the connection ID. So whatever upon successful invocation of this particular connect object is there, that will go into this con, and to this we write the connection ID. So there is a variable that is connection ID, so it will print the connection ID of this. And if in case this is not successful, except, except, so this is some file handling or error handling which is observed in Python. So if this is not successful, we'll write connection was un, or we'll write connection failure. Okay, so then how do we run this? So we go here, that is run module F5. We can see that is 34. This was the thing before this. So this was a new database object that is being created. So this is the older connection ID which was manually invoked from the Windows command line, and this is the thing which we invoked from our Python script. So this means our connection is working perfectly. So well, that was all regarding the first introductory video on database connectivity of Python with MySQL. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found you got educated about this video, please do like, share, comment, and if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching this video.